Whew. Next morning, I parked over there. These trucks moved. I gotta take a chain off. I already took it off. I made it to this rest area. We're still in California. I couldn't make Nevada. This is the problem with trying to put the chains on last night. The snow was filled up in there. This problem I got to deal with today is a bunch of slow puppies. Lights are clear. I don't care about the plate. Stuff's gonna be melting off here pretty soon. Hope I gave myself enough room. I don't think I did. Have to do it again. Okay, well, I left my chains on, and I'll show you why. There's a bit of a hill here. Pretty much think it's iced over. Trying to get back on this highway. I'm going to run my chain for a little while. I'd take the one off, it broke off. Cross members broke. Let's see, already kicked into driving. I hate when it does that. Already broke a cross member, or a couple of them. So I just took that chain off, threw it in its place. You can see this ice right here. I don't want to deal with any more highway patrol shutting us down. Probably would have been all right here, but like I told that cop last night, Taylor, I go, dude, I sat here and I couldn't move again because my warm tires polished where I was sitting, which then when I tried to move, it just spun the chains right off because I spin in the wheels. You know, I draped the chains over before I drape them over and then I roll and then connect them. When I went to go roll, I couldn't roll because I was spinning out. Because I sat there long enough to polish the area. And the way to get out of that situation, what I did was, you got to rock the truck back and forth. Little here, little there, little here, little there, little here, little there. Pretty soon, it's enough to set you free. I'm going to go through these hills a little bit. Obviously, you guys know that we could do this barefoot, absolutely. Oh, by the way, good morning, good morning. I started my day differently by showing the truck. Anyway, it's 24 balmy out. So I'm still trying to figure out how those two trucks got past that state trooper, the highway patrol. How did there's two of them? I mean, I would have liked to have done the exact same thing, but I got pulled over right there, told to do it. I don't know how they managed. They had to have come from that area. He was still up there when I left. There was another one down there at the bottom, and that wasn't even a hill. It's like they found like the only really grade that they had to institute the chain law. figured, we're close to the Nevada border. We'll get there, get close to it, rip them off. And then if we got to drive through stuff like this through Nevada, so be it. No big deal. We'll be able to cruise along at a good clip. My chains are still tight. I would like to have gotten another link, at least on the insides. But I opted to not do that. Only because I was going to be taking them off again, and they could deal with a cinch up, but that's a lot of work. Undo all the cams, take the bungees off, disconnect the front link, the outer link to the outside, grab a hold of the inside link, grab another link if you can, and then go back and reset the top one, the outside one, crank in all the cams, and put the bungees back on. And like they lasted, we're doing 49 right now. They lasted last night, I was doing that. So I figured we'd get up over here, get out of these hills, get into the closer parts of Nevada, rip these suckers off, and get to booking. Get on down to the California or the Arizona desert. Nevada, Arizona. The lower part of Arizona won't have any snow. Flagstaff will, absolutely. Parts of Nevada might, or probably will have it. See, I'm from Grand County. I'm in the mountains. I tried to tell that cop that last night. I drove all the time on roads just like this. Matter of fact, wake up this morning, taking my trash to the trash can there at the rest area. And it just brought back memories of home, and you drove on this, all the dirt roads that we drove on, so this is the highway, and then people build houses up in the mountains there to the right, see there? So you go up there to get their trash and stuff. You go up there to deliver concrete, and they're building a house. So you drive off-road. When you drive off-road, you drive on this. And this is where I learned to drive, in this stuff, just like we're on right now. California is forcing you to chain up to drive on this stuff. It's like we never chained up on roads like this. You chained up when you went up into the hills. Then you got to a point to where you knew, like, the fluid dynamics of the movement of the truck, what you had to do, where you park it is huge. If you park it in a spot and then go to leave, you're not going to be able to, because you're going the wrong way. You need gravity to help you out. So you kind of learn all that stuff, and pretty soon you start driving all winter without ever chaining up. That's why I was driving on this last night, just absolutely fine. And another reason I left the chains on too is we are actually driving on snow. They last. I only lost 1 out of 7 chains last night. Or no, not 7. How many did I put on? I put on 4 or 5. I was going to put another Trader one on there, but I even asked the cop. I'm like, dude, we don't even chain up trailers in California, in Colorado. I've never heard of it, only out here in the West Coast. I go, can I just get by with this one? I'm fine. He goes, well, you just turn and walk away. Just do what you got to do. I took that as a, go ahead, dude, just do it, get the hell out of here. It was pretty cool. We sat in BS for a while. Because I told him, I was like, I have a YouTube channel where I try to help people learn how to drive on this stuff. And I initially started it making fun of them, but then I realized I shouldn't, and making fun of truck drivers, not everybody, obviously, but then I realized to get serious, so I ended up with a channel that wasn't actually trying to start. That's when he was like, you know what you should do? He came back later, because he kept bouncing around and going checking other drivers and stuff. He'd come up to me again, and he was like, you know what you should do is you should do a video on teaching these guys how to chain up. He goes, I'm always up here showing these guys how to do this stuff. And I go, oh, so do a YouTube University clip, huh? He's like, yeah. And then he said, and do it in the crappiest weather. So that I go, oh, so you get the element, you get the added ice road trucker effect, right? It's 40 below. He's got a 80,000 pound load. He's going to have to get out in that 40 below weather to put his chains on. If he can't do it, he can freeze to death out here. And then later on, he said, yeah, he made it through that, no problem. They don't show nothing about chaining up. Because the driver's like, man, I ain't chaining up. I don't need to chain up. It's 40 below. Probably climbed right up it. But you got to put that dramatic effect in there. And that's the ice road trucker effect, I guess. Funny. I actually wasn't trying to pass. I looked at my camera, and then I'm going to pass this guy, but I wasn't doing that at the moment. So it quit snowing. I didn't know what the weather was going to do. I probably should have stayed in Oregon, waiting for this stuff to calm down. But regardless, you still have to drive on this. It's probably been this way for days, maybe weeks. Just because you throw snow on top of it doesn't make it non-drivable. It actually gives you a better grip. No, he's telling me, this stuff is ice underneath here. I go, yeah, I know. Snowpack. It really gets crappy in the spring. If you could see the lines in the road, see here, you can see a little bit of the yellow in the middle, and a little bit of white on the right. We're still on ice, but you can see it's not that depth or that deep. 50 miles to Border Town. I shut down last night with 33 minutes left. Wasn't going to make it. Irregardless, there's no parking in Border Town, and when I got in here, I was like, when I got to the rest area, I was like, man, I hope there's parking there, because if not, where am I going to park? Can't park on the shoulder. I won't park on the shoulder. I'll violate my law before I do that. This is a passing zone, so if anybody's freaking out. See the yellow line here to the left of me. So yeah, I was just like, man, where am I going to spend the night? Because now it took me longer than ever to get my chains on. That's the longest it's ever took me to put chains on. Well, plus I had to put a drag chain on. Would have been a lot quicker had I been able to roll the very first time. The fact that I couldn't roll, which means I draped my chains, which are a pain in the butt. You drape them over the tire. Now you roll back a little bit or forward, whichever way. And it was on a little bit of a slant. But irregardless, the truck sunk probably half an inch. because of the warm tires and the weight. Well, then I go to move and I'm in a cup, if you will. It's concave and it's ice. So you go to move, it moves a little tiny bit and then it goes boom, spins out. So I tried to go backwards, boom, spun out. And it took me about 10 tries. I finally rocked it. You gotta back it up so it moves a little bit and stop. Put it, especially with the automatic. Put it in gear, let go of the brake, and then give it a little bit of throttle, and then get up to where it stops, and then stop again, hit the brake. Put it in reverse, let it roll back. As it rolls back, give it a little bit more juice, and get it up to spins out, stop. And you rock it back and forth like that until you finally get to move. Now your tires have cooled down quite a bit. And you go back out there, drop your chains, or drape your chains again, and then get it done. But that took me a lot of time last night, a lot longer than normal, so I was eating up my clock. And I already used the 16-hour the other day, which was, I used it exactly as you should use it. I used it as it was designed for. So those who don't know the 16-hour rule, you can drive 11 in a 14-hour window. Sometimes you have issues. I don't know why they just do it once a week. Because I hit snow, both I could have used it last night. If you can make the distance normally on dry roads, but you can't because of weather and traffic, now your log is over with, 14 hours are gone. Well, not quite gone, you still got to be able to go on duty. Then you can go and implement the 16-hour rule, which enables you 2 extra hours to finish your drive. If I had 2 extra hours last night, my chains would have come off and I would have hightailed it to Fernley, Nevada. I don't think there's going to be any parking in Sparks or Reno, Nevada. With 80 being closed, the trucks keep coming from the east and pile up right there. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if they're going to have another chain station between here and Nevada. I wouldn't put it past them. Since my chains were already on, we're in California, I'm like, well, like I said, they could use an adjustment, but they worked fine last night. So we'll just leave them on. We're going to be taking them off and then we keep on trucking. So I don't mind driving distances with my chains on snowpack. I don't mind it at all because that's what chains are for. Keeps them cool. You start running them on asphalt, concrete, even wet, they start to disintegrate fairly fast. They start to wear even quicker. we're coming up on a Jeep and a truck. We're gonna pass them both because obviously they're going way too slow. I wouldn't say way too slow, but too slow for us. Here's an example of the parking. What I was talking about. Where was I going to park? I don't like parking on the side of the road. You get a guy who's driving along and just loses control of his car. You never know when it's going to happen. And crashes into the back of one of these trucks. Kills himself. That driver is under a microscope. Anything and everything they will look to find and implicate him for it. I should have stopped and got water, but oh well. These guys are taking their chains off. Probably, but a little crowded. So we got some hills coming out, not really, but for California it could be really, so I'll just leave them on. As you guys know, we drive these roads all the time, not chained up. I'm gonna have to use my brakes. If you look at this guy here, he's got 8 trucks behind him. Not chained up. Not chained up. Chained up. Chained up. Not chained, yeah. We are the Highway Patrol. See, and even if I think the chain laws are up for this, that's California for you. They would say, "Hey, they'd make me put my chains back on," you know. Possibly, and I don't want to deal with it. That's why I left them on. Sorry, it sounds like I'm rambling. I apologize if I am. Some sight. I don't want to be behind this four-wheeler. You guys don't know there's a four-wheeler in front of this truck. Or maybe you do know. I should have done it when I had the chance because there's another car coming. This is the problem with e-logs. The clock is ticking. Be able to see past that car. Oh, I wonder if that car must have turned off. Better. Every other state lets you slide off the highway if you do. So it teaches you how to drive so you don't slide off the highway. California babysits you. parted the lane there. Did you see that? If there wasn't an element of ice on here, these chains would be off. The fact that there's ice there, not directly asphalt, not eating up my chains nearly as bad as I would the other way around. Right now, at this moment, I'm completely out of water. Yesterday was a tough drive. It was dealing with this all day long. And blizzards and snowstorms and all the other alley hoots out on the road. I didn't really have time to stop. I did stop over there north of Klamath Falls for a truck that went off the road and down onto the tracks. May Trucking. Anyway, we had to sit there for like 35 minutes, so I got a half-hour break done in that process. We were just sitting there, so I went to sleeper berth. That way I can just keep on driving. Truck keeps going into economy mode, which means no power. I do miss the manual transmissions though. I suppose I could understand California doing the babysitting thing, because you have so many drivers from other countries who've never seen snow. You have no clue about it. Oh, look at that group of people up there. Oh, man. That's the only dilemma. A little bit high for the chains. I'm going to bring it down a bit. tell if that yellow line was broken up or not. There's a passing lane coming up, and I'd like to use that passing lane for those guys up ahead. 15 miles? Wow. Get that truck in the front. Oh, there's a car coming. Not gonna make it, am I? Better not. See, here's the problem why I deal with, why I pass people. Because I get forced to drive like a guy who's never driven on this ever before. I have to do what he's doing. We're doing 25 miles an hour. Okay, we got out of there. It was a Walmart driver doing 25 miles an hour with chains on. So, fine, you've got that many vehicles behind you. Pull over. Obviously, you are holding everybody back. So, pull over. Let people go by. But they don't. They like to... It's almost like they get a kick out of it, kind of sadistic. It's like, I'm not going very fast, you're not going very fast. I have the ability to keep you there. And they do it. So I can legally take my chains off now. Sign that I saw flashing said chains required for single vehicles. But irregardless, I'm going to find a safe spot, and I want to be able to get to where I don't have to deal with a clown like that again. I thought about pulling over and taking my chains off, but I'm not going to do it right here. Need a turnout. And I want to put some miles between me and that guy. In a half an hour, I should be able to put 25 miles between us. Keep my chains cool. song stuck in my head. It's from a movie called Don't Look Up on Netflix. And there's a girl in there, Riley Bina, they call her. It's about a meteorite. It's going to strike Earth. And Leonardo DiCaprio's in there. A lot of good actresses in it. Anyway, Rihanna, I think, plays the Riley Bina girl on there. But anyway, towards the end of the movie, you got the federal government, I'm trying not to give too much away, telling you to don't look up. And the scientists and other people are telling everybody to look up, and she's singing this song, and it's like, turn off the shitbox news. I remember when I first heard it, I started cracking up about it, and now I got that song stuck in my head. Good movie, though. Lane change support is disabled. System malfunction. Well, thank you. I think that means no more lane departure warnings. Yeah, I don't understand why drivers do that. I mean, come on, just put your flashers on, go slow. People will go around you and sit there and hold everybody up just because you can. This doesn't seem right. But I know drivers, they've done that. They're like, I remember when I was training, they're like, don't care what's behind you. Don't worry about what's behind you. Worry about what's in front of you. Who cares about what's behind you? Well, they're right. But there is a courtesy thing. There is a share the road thing. You know, if you're super scared and cautious and everything, then and go slow, that's fine. But let people get around you. Don't hinder them. Like that guy was doing. He could have 100 trucks behind him. He wouldn't have a care in the world. He'd probably sit there and be laughing about it. Look what I'm doing. The problem with that is some drivers get stressed out. They get ballsy, if you will, and so they'll do something stupid to get around them, and that's when you start having problems. You know, they're talking about a national speed limit for trucks, and I even heard the Shitbox News say it. I was listening to these guys talking, guy and a gal, and they're like, they need to bring all trucks down to like 60 miles an hour. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I know I'm on the line. I'm trying to keep my tires in the snow. Actually, I can do it on this side. A little better, actually. Anyway, they were on the TV saying that the reason you see tires chunks on the interstate is because truckers are driving too fast, their steer tires are blowing, and they're crashing. That's the biggest effing lie. And there it is on Shitbox News. Anyway, these are those kind of hilly areas I was talking about that I was going to just leave my chains on for. I mean, obviously I could get through this no problem barefoot. My thing was, are they going to have CDOT pulled over, or CDOT Caltrans pulled over with highway patrol, force you to put your chains on to go up 1,000 foot? Could be. I didn't want to play that game, so they're already on, leave them on. Anyway, beating a dead horse with that. Another Walmarter. Couple of them. Oh yeah, see, he's got a long line too. Is that part of the prerequisite of driving for Walmart, is being a D bird? Anyway, they're all saying, yeah, you see, the trucks are going too fast. Tires aren't designed to go that fast. They blow and cause an accident, and that's why you see chunks of rubber on the highway, the tires separating. We need a law to bring all trucks to 60 mile per hour. Blatant lie. Blatant lie. Steer tires cannot be recaps. Recap is where they take a tire that's worn out, strip it down, put new tread on top of it, and vulcanize it back together. Now you have a new tire on the outside, but the actual tire itself is used. Those are for drives and trailer tires. You cannot put those on a steer tire. Steer tires have to be brand new tires. And I've blown a tire at 70 mile an hour, and it pulled me into the oncoming lane. And it could have been very, very bad. Thank God nobody was coming my way. Tires, the recaps, they separate. I mean, after all, they take a chunk of rubber and put it on an existing tire that's been scuffed up. They try to glue it back on. Eventually, sometimes they go. So it says right here, change required. Well, it doesn't say. The other one said vehicles. What kind of vehicles? Single axle tractors. Another benefit of having my chains on is I can pass these people, and when I find it safely to do so, and get on it without having to worry about braking traction. Of course, we're heavy, so let's go easy, but it gives you a little bit more throttle to it. So yeah, now you bring all the trucks to the same speed as it is, and I'm sure you guys have had it, come across two trucks doing the same speed. Why won't the other one let the other one by? Because it's all an ego trip. It's all pride thing. Well, that happens all the time with trucks of variable speed limits. A lot of trucks are governed, meaning they cannot go whatever the company sets their speed at. So you end up with that problem quite a bit. A lot of it is idiot truck drivers. You know, if I'm climbing a hill and I'm going to pass somebody, like especially Vail, happens all the time, if I see traffic coming, I let up off the throttle. It's because I'm heavy. Let up off the throttle, and then hit the throttle again. It takes me quite a bit to get back to where I was. Usually give a chance for the traffic to go by. Once it looks like it's pretty clear, then I'll try that move. But a lot of truck drivers don't even use their mirrors anymore. They just change lanes. And you know, like me and Chuck were talking yesterday, it's like, yeah, you're cruising along, two trucks are right next to each other. I'm coming up at a good clip because I'm light, and that truck that's been sitting behind that other truck forever, and you guys have seen me do that, and we complain about it, I should say, the last moment decides to then pass the vehicle he's been sitting behind, but he's not doing it very fast. And so now I got to hit my brakes and wait for him to take 5 minutes to go by, when he could have just waited 30 seconds and I would have been gone. And then he could have done that and had no issues. But truck drivers are a-holes. Anyway, they're talking about that national speed limit. You're going to have it happen all the time. And you're going to have a lot of pissed off four-wheelers going off the shoulder and the median trying to get around trucks, because those truck drivers they're going to let their egos get in the way, and they're not going to back down. And, you know, they're going to fight each other. And like, you tried to pass me. What are you doing trying to pass me? Now you're going to stay there, type thing. You know. So this is going to be that would be a mess. That'd be like prohibition. Stop people from drinking, force people to do what you think is your thing. No, that's not the way it should be. Anyway, there is a few states that have variable speed limits. When I say variable, Washington, 70 for cars, 65 for trucks. Same thing with Illinois and a few other states. And there's a thing going on right now saying that all traffic should go at the same flow. 100% agree with that statement. Go with the flow. And when I read that, the first thing that went through my mind was, there goes the end of that national speed limit. And I sure hope so. If they implement it, I'd quit driving. I'm like, it's just too much. You guys, that's too much. You have choked like the chicken. And I'm done. I'm not going to do any more of that type of regulated stuff. Chains have held up really well. I'm cruising at 50. We've hit 55 a few times, and there's another group up there. That wasn't a slip up. I actually meant to say a grip of people. But it's also known as a group. This might be where I find a spot, take my chains off. I just want to get far ahead of that Walmart truck. There is, though, however, coming up 4 lanes, so there's that. Yeah, if it wasn't for California law, the way they do things, my chains would have come off this morning before I even left the rest area. I know I said, well, there's a little bit of a hill, but it would have been doable. I would have watched for traffic and then make sure it's not coming, and then shoot that hill and don't stop. That's kind of how you do that stuff. There's a big group of people up there. all caused by one individual. See you in a bit. Here's our saving grace. We still have our lane departure warning. That was the other warning. That truck up in front of us kept hitting his brakes. Get close to the border. We're 8 miles from the border. Let's look for a place to turn out, unchain. Walmart trucks out today. I could hear his change clanking when we drove by. I guarantee you he didn't hear mine clanking. And listen how smooth that truck is. No, this four-wheeler, really? Hit the brakes. Oh, it'd be nice to get out of California. Highway warning. I wonder what that could be. A little snow on the highway, you think? I think they can obviously look at the road and see what the condition, or what that sign, that radio is going to tell them. Okay, we just got to find a little turnout somewhere we can take these puppies off. I'm in this lane for a reason. Cool the grips. Wonder if I'm supposed to have my red light on. That guy behind me has his on. JK. Cool the grips. They don't really have probably designated chain areas because probably this doesn't happen quite often or very often. Like Vail Pass or Colorado Mountains, you have chain areas. And these are training wheels that we're running on. Because when you first start driving on it, it's good to have chains on. And then after you've done it for about 20 years, you should have learned something. Nice little bit of wind. We don't have to worry about the wind because we are heavy. We are heavy hauled today. I'll use an off-ramp, on-ramp if I can. Actually, it'd be an off-ramp. I don't want an on-ramp. At least I could use the gravity to get rolling again. Of course, it'd be quicker to take the chains off. I mean, a lot quicker. The bad part is when you've run this long, when I started out, they were all in the same place. So I would get to that point and all the chain links will be in one spot. Does he have his flashers on? Yeah, he should clear his freaking taillights. My God, that probably took him 4 hours to go the rest area to here. I understand it being scared, but there's a limit. At least now we're 4-lane highway all the way, so I don't have to worry about Walmart anymore. Because even if they pass us, unlikely. That first guy, unlikely. These other guys, no, could be, but depends how many times I got to come back in and out of the cab to move the axles, to line up the links, to unchain this melody. I don't want that one. Or did I? I did want that one. snow tires required. Thank you. Thank you very much. Don't really like doing it here. Actually, I'll do it on the off ramp. Probably should have done it right there. Dang it. Indecisions. We have snow tires, so all commercial vehicles must exit. Well, I might as well get that over with. At least I got my chains on, right? I was going to take them off right here, but that sign says, so I don't want them to go, hey, we don't consider these snow tires. I go, well, that one is. No. An actual line of four-wheelers. At least this guy was home, but... And there's a lot more coming. My truck was beautiful white, now it's brown like this right here. I've never been to this check station open. It's never been open when I've been here, but I'm surprised to see them open now. Maybe it's because of the weather. They might be doing a chain check. If that's the case, they should wave me on. We'll get up and around those mountains, I guess, and find another spot to unchain. I can't believe that they'd be doing inspections because, I mean, everything's full of snow and ice. How are they going to crawl underneath there and do inspections? Well, let's find out. I think it's chain check, to be honest. Tire check, chain check. We got chains, they'll probably just wave us through. I think they're making them chain up. Do not stop unless directed to. That dude's sleeping. He's been working all night. I think that's what they're doing, is making these people chain up. Or they could be doing inspections. I don't know. City of Reno. They're doing inspections. Do not stop unless directed to. I just left, like I said, I left my chains on for a reason. If they're like, oh, you need to chain up, I just took them off. Are you kidding me? No, we're not kidding. Let me get away from these four-wheelers, though. I might have to go all the way into Reno to take these off. Oh, really? Kick it into gear if you're going to do that. Wind alert. Wind flashing. Those vehicles not advised. Take the next exit, but where do you go then? Turn around and go back? There is really no parking over in those areas. says City of Reno is doing commercial vehicle inspections. That's state, not city. Maybe they're in a training mission. So we got a little bit of hills right here, and then we come down into Reno. So I'm just gonna leave them on because I'm scared. One of the viewers told me that I'm angrier than I used to be, and that I am political than I used to be. And I got political a few times, but I thought I cut that stuff way out a long time ago. I mean, yeah, California, I do say that, but if you love communists, then why don't you go to a commie country? I love freedom. I like my choice to do what I do. That's why I drive a truck. I like to be out on the road. I like to be moving, free to move around, do what I want, not be told what to do is another reason I drive a truck. Don't like being told what to do. So, they send me messages through the computer, and I just do the job. I don't talk to quality if I don't have to. I get a little worried sometimes when they call me. Like, what did I do, you know? But and when I mean that, I figure, well, someone's probably calling them about me, my driving. Anyway, it's a good little hill, and we definitely could have climbed it barefoot. But yeah, I mean, I get stressed out sometimes in the snow, and I don't think I'm any angrier. I try to still be comedic, make light of stuff, and if I do get angry, it's only for a moment. I don't let it fester into me. If I get angry, 5 minutes later, I'm back to normal again. I believe when we die, we all go back to the same place, which we're all part of one. So I try to not call other people names and rip into them and stuff like that, but I find myself still doing it. But I'm also more cognizant of it and trying to be more redactive in that part and not doing that so much. Trying to eliminate it, I should say. Anyway, yeah, when in the 80s, I used to drive around LA for my dad's company, a Ford Courier flatbed with dualies. We custom painted it. Stainless steel toolboxes that I made. On the very back of the flatbed trailer, or not trailer, flatbed of the truck, I had a stainless steel plaque in the center with a hammer and a sickle on it. And then a red circle around that with a red line going through it. I have always been anti-communist my whole life. Love the free market. I loved going out to the market, buying and selling stuff at the free market, we used to call it. Flea market. If I was hungry, I went out and made money to feed myself. So I'm absolutely anti-socialism, anti-communism. And if that's political for you, then I'm sorry. I'm sure a lot of you know how I feel political ways are. I try not to bring them out, but I love my country and I hate to see it being torn apart. Anyway, like usually I won't go there. So just want to give you a heads up on that. Some people think of me lately. I don't think I am, but maybe, I don't know. It is chain off time. These roads are now chain killers. Let's take the next exit. I need to get some water. I always have water on board. And I'm out and about. I'm glad we had our chains on good and tight originally to start with. Gave us the ability to travel. And instead of doing the off-ramp, I'm going to do the on-ramp. People are braking on the off-ramp. They're accelerating on the on-ramp. So, let's see if there's room. I hope there is. People are braking. The thing that they do wrong the most is keep their foot on the brake. That's where they run into a problem. As soon as they let their foot off the brake, the vehicle straightens up. But they leave their foot on the brake. Good timing. Clear that edge for me there, partner. I'll be here for a couple minutes. I don't know who goes, me or him. They got a stop sign over there. Oh yeah, there's plenty of room to unchain. So see, they, coming off of that hill, somebody doesn't know what they're doing. They hit the brakes. They go out of control. They plow into me. Here, they're accelerating. Very good possibility they could lose control and still hit me, but the odds are a lot lower. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, that took 11 minutes. We lost 2 chains. We didn't lose them. They wore out. They need repairs. We still have them, but technically they're not good for use anymore until they're repaired. They wear out. That's the thing. You start driving on stuff like this, they wear out real fast. We put on probably 100 miles of chain driving. I've never done that. But that's California for you. So we deal with it. Anyway, we're back on the road again. We can boogie woogie, keep on trucking. So we'll end this video now. Thanks again for riding shotgun with Mountain Man Mike. Till next time, enjoy. Peace. I gotta get some water and something to eat. Mainly gotta get water. Quit drinking soda. drink tea, and wine and beer, and water. Not in those orders. Only tea and water when I'm driving, obviously. But when I quit the soda pop, I gained another addiction because I have an addictive personality. Now I'm hooked on water, which I guess there's a lot of other things worse. Then I picked up a habit of toothpicks. I used to smoke cigarettes, but I quit them. And I gotta have my toothpicks and water. I'm okay. See ya.